Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Michael Surhaus, or Mikee, as you know me in gaming on Steam. I'm the community manager for New World. Welcome to our weekly official live stream broadcast. Thank you all for joining us. It is Thursday, August 24th, 12:01 p.m. Eastern. Appreciate you all coming out. See you in the chat, saying hello. Pardon Nightbot. Nightbot's still playing the messages from last week. We'll try to fix that. Yes, I see a small blue box says, did I just, yep, we're just starting now. These live streams take place every week at every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. We feature various different guests from the development team, from the community, different custom content. We show off upcoming updates to Day of Infamy, and eventually we're going to be showing off some Sandstorm stuff. So, but yeah, thank you for joining us. Glad you're here on time. Today we're gonna be doing something a little different that I think you guys are all gonna like. We've been playing a lot of Day of Infamy lately. You know, checking out new content for Day of Infamy, testing a lot of maps that are not in the game yet. Playing with different influencers that are familiar with Day of Infamy, or you know, just like our games. But it's been a while since we've actually played Insurgency, which is, you know, the original game that our studio put out. So today we decided that we would go back to Insurgency and play a little bit. And we might like to do that a little more in general anyway. But we're not just playing Insurgency today. We're playing something that the community has created. I'm sat here today with Rushin Russian, our guest, who's the creator of the Army of Five mod for Insurgency, which just saw a recent update. Russian, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing fine. Thanks for having me up the stream.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. If I could maybe just begin by asking you a couple questions so we could talk a little bit about what it is that Army of Five is exactly, if people aren't familiar with it.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
What is Army of Five? What distinguishes it from other stuff? We'll just generally summarize it for us.
Okay, so basically Army of Five is a cooperative mod for Insurgency in which up to 5 players select one of 5 distinct player classes and 5 numerous bots. And every available class has almost overpowered weapons and abilities, but each still has their own disadvantages. So that's the premise.
Right, exactly. The classes are very specialized, and they're very cool. We'll go over the mod as we play it. I don't want to summarize them just yet. I think it's better to just show you guys how they work. So
yes, exactly.
Let's boot up Insurgency. Are we going to be joining your server, Russian?
Yeah, I'm going to invite you to my party here, I think. Give me a sec.
I see there's some Russian in the chat from Mint Panda. Yeah, I know. I've said this even on our last stream, and I'll probably say it again. I like how some Russian. Ooh, I like how international our community is, of course. And I don't know. It's cool to see that. It's cool to see that not just, you know, in the game and, you know, mod makers such as yourself, but also people that come out to our streams. Lick the Butter asks, is there DOI shirts out that I can get? Yes. If you go to designbyhumans.com/shop/newworldmerch. I'll link it real quick, actually.
Okay, I sent you an invitation.
Perfect.
The party, did you get it?
Yes, I did. So I'm joining now. Stand by. Actually, why don't you just join the server? The party thing is not working.
Okay, sure. You can join up.
Let's, okay, cool, there it goes. So let's hop in, shall we? On official maps, as we're about to do, we're going to play an official map called District, but it's also available on a lot of different custom maps, is that right?
Yes.
Cool. Well, let's start with, I'm not sure if it's my favorite. I do honestly like all of them, but this is the Breacher class. The Breacher class gets a fully automatic shotgun, which has a custom model too, created by the other guy on your team, I guess you could say, Anger.
Yes, actually, I should mention that the mod is created by me and the guy who goes by the name of Abhorrent Anger. And basically I did the theater files, the programming, all this stuff, and he made the animations, models, all the custom art things.
Right. Now, first, what difficult? Oh, good, hard, good. That's what I was hoping
Yeah, I picked hard. This should be fine for now.
But to show people at first, like basically the Breacher gets this fully auto shotgun. He can have like a sort of junky older SMG, and he gets heavy armor and other stuff too. And they all have, look, they all have their own little badges. That's a new feature which I really like. But yeah, let's just show off what this thing can do. And please tell me, everybody in the chat, if the audio is okay. Let us know. What am I doing here? Like I'm playing PvP or something. Oh, where'd you go, Russian?
Right here. Sorry, I'm being distracted with a couple of things. It's fine.
No problem. I don't see any bots yet.
That's interesting. Let me restart the map real quick.
Yeah, sure. We did put an update out to Insurgency recently, and I actually reached out to Rushin to check in with him and make sure he was aware, so the mod could be prepared. The bot counts were actually broken. They were improperly scaling, and we realized this when we fixed it in an update, and then we had to put out a hotfix to that. But all that happened last week, I think, or the week before.
Okay, should be good now. Sorry for the hiccup. I've just started the server and looks like I did something wrong, but it should be fine now.
No worries. What class are you playing as right now?
I'm currently marksman. I'm gonna go around and click people to death.
One click to kill, right?
Yes.
Oh, there they are. I saw one of the big motherfuckers. Yep, right there. Ooh, shotgunner. You have a... Oh, there he is. These guys? Those guys... Oh, I'm out. I'm out. Ugh. Shit. Oh, fuck.
Really?
I don't
Guys?
know what killed me. I'm gonna turn up the game just a little bit. Small says, I was just playing this mod by myself because I couldn't find a good server and saw this stream. Yep, this is Anthem asks if this is an in-game mod. Yep. In fact, I will get you a link to the download real quick. 1 second.
So the idea of marksman, who I'm playing as right now, is that I'm not that good at CQC, much unlike your class Breacher, but I have a rifle that kills almost all bots in one hit, even through a wall, even to the foot or anything, stuff like that.
Right, exactly.
So,
like you shot that guy in the elbow, you shot that guy in the hand, and they just died.
And then I didn't shoot this guy, yeah.
That's okay. Yeah. Someone asks in the chat, is that a AA-12? Oh, well, it's functionally like a AA-12, but it's not. It's just a fictional, fully automatic shotgun. There's some Russian in the chat for you, Russian. How many rounds in the BR-99?
10.
Okay, and it is a fictional weapon, right? The BR-99.
Oh, fictional? No, I think it's a real-life weapon. Someone can probably go Google it up. I haven't checked up on it for over a year now, since we implemented it a very long time ago. I don't really remember. I think it's a real gun.
Yeah, and actually, let's talk a little bit about, speaking of a year ago, we did stream this. People who might remember have been with us for a while. For oh shit, dude, those guys are so tough. Oh shit.
Grenade, yeah.
Doc. This is harder than I thought. If anybody wants to join us, the server is open, I believe, right?
Yeah, there's the limit of 5 players, and we're the only 2 guys in here right now. I actually thought people would flood the server quickly, which is not happening. So you guys come save us, please.
We could use your help. We only just started, so I think we did a little bit. But if you guys subscribe to that on the workshop, you can feel free to join us. There's other servers too, but as Russian said, we could use your help.
Gets so much better when you have 5 people around.
Ooh, elbow shot. Can you kill those big heavy guys in one shot?
Give me a sec.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, those are the big heavy guys. They take much more bullets to kill. There's no easy way to dispatch them or anything. You actually have to deal a lot of damage. And every class has their own ways of dealing with them. For example, as a breacher, you want to get close and just shoot him in the head or chest, naturally. As marksman, I kill all the other bots in one hit to any body part. For heavies, it's 2 hits or a single headshot. Outfittery says, I can't open console. Is there any other way to join? You shouldn't really even use the console. You should subscribe to the mod on Steam, wait for it to download. It's about 100 megs. And just join us through the playlist system.
Just gotta go to cooperative and then click on the Army of 5 filter / playlist. And then you will see.
We're taking Alpha. Hey, watch it. Hostiles descend in Alpha.
What's the server called?
It's the dev server. We actually got 5 people right now. It's full.
Oh, nice. Okay.
People connecting, yeah.
Well, for people who want to join us as others drop out, please feel free.
And maybe, just maybe, we will capture the first objective.
Maybe.
I can guarantee that to you, yes.
One left.
Yeah, there he is. What?
Outfitter says, oh, I was too slow. That's okay. Again, like, we're going to be playing for a little while. People are bound to drop in and out, so feel free.
Alpha's been secured. Good job. Got it.
Nice. Now I'll resupply. So let's talk, sorry, I got distracted by the previous round's gunfire. But let's talk a little bit about the history of the mod's development and what's brought it to today. When did it come out originally?
Well, originally back in January of last year, I had this idea of just making a stupid server in which a low player count, maybe like 4 people or so, would have machine guns, each of them, and a lot of bots would spawn, and it would be a terrible meat grinder. Just I wanted to do it for fun, and the idea was that I have to actually make a simple theater file to give players machine guns. You know, you have to make a custom theater for that. And as I was working on that, I thought, what if there could be other weapons that are also overpowered, as much as M249 can get in co-op mode? So I went through the weapons that Insurgency features in co-op mode, but doesn't really see as much use as it could. For example, like things like sniper rifles, shotguns, under-barrel grenade launchers, even the flare gun, knife, you know, a lot of things.
Right.
And I thought about turning all those weapons into, like, making overpowered versions of them and basing classes around those. So that's how it came out.
Okay, so it sounds like it started as like, I just want to make a mod where you take on a shitload of bots with some machine guns, which is cool. And I like it for its simplicity, but then it gradually became a little more complex. Like, oh, what if it wasn't just machine guns that were the overpowered thing? What if everything?
A little more complex would be an understatement, but yeah, there's a behind it.
But what I mean is, it became a little more complex. Then it grew into this complexity, which is totally different classes, totally new weapons, and basically like a full-on. I wouldn't say total conversion, but a full-on conversion in terms of our co-op. Like, it plays a lot differently. It's checkpoint, sure, but the weapons that we're using and the classes we are and the flow is different.
Yeah, it feels very different from the regular co-op. Don't get it wrong. There are new classes, new weapons, and it might look like just a weapon replacement mod, you know, just a mod that adds a couple new guns. It really isn't. It's so much more than that.
Yeah,
and
no,
if you
it's
play
true.
it for a couple hours, you will definitely feel it.
Yeah. And for example, right now, see that guy who's yellow right now? He's hulking out. He's in God mode. That's the Rifleman. The Rifleman, his superpower is that he gets 2 rifles and also God mode if he kills enough people. This guy right here, this is the Grenadier. The Grenadier just gets that grenade launcher that you see, and also I believe a very powerful magnum, right?
Yes, revolver, basically.
Revolver, yeah. I am, as I was saying earlier, the fully auto shotgun guy. Rushin has a very deadly battle rifle, which can kill in 1 hit. And then we've got the Scavenger. He's interesting. The Scavenger gets just like super armor and a machete, and he just like runs fast and he picks up weapons. He's kind of like, I don't know if any of you have ever seen Old Boy or John Wick. Picture that, just like cannibalizing stuff off the ground and beating people up or killing them.
Can't believe you're not mentioning Hardcore Henry.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I'm sorry. Oh jeez. No, you're right, Hardcore Henry, of course.
So the idea,
those movies.
Right, the idea of Scavenger is that he works in reverse. I mean, every class is basically a glass cannon, while the Scavenger doesn't even get a gun to spawn with, but he gets thick armor and tools to get those guns, which of course the bot weapons don't have AP ammo and they're generally weak, they run out of ammo and stuff, but you do get thick armor, and there are other ways to use the class too, like, and melee is improved for him too. He kills, again, most bots in 1 hit with machete, even in the face.
Jeez, I heard everything you said, but I'm also marveling at all the bodies right here.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Whoa! Oh, no! Oh.
This isn't supposed to happen. You're a breacher. You're the CQC guy. This isn't supposed to happen to you, man.
The
Come
trauma of all the lives that I just took just really got to me, so I hesitated.
Oh.
But you're right. No, that was my bread and butter. That was my element. And I died. I'll spawn. I'll be more mindful of the close quarters. I see a question in the chat. Hey Mike, what FOV are you playing on? I don't know. Let me check. Max. There's also another. I forget the CVAR for it.
What is it?
The CL ADS. There's like an ADS FOV, I believe. But it's been a little while since I've played. I forget.
Yo, guys, southeast, contact.
Whoa!
There's CL, ADS, FOV, FOV scale, and weapon FOV scale. You can basically type find FOV, and it will show the relevant result map.
Yep. Ah! No more FOV distance.
I'm gonna be more mindful, they said.
Oh, you're right.
I'm gonna pay more attention, they
now
said.
Now I really mean it. Oh shit. Okay. Okay, Nightbot's still playing the wrong thing. Let me see if I can get into that. We're actually, it's just me on the stream. Alex Blonsky, from content producer, is on vacation. I'm not familiar enough with the Nightbot. I don't know how to turn it off. I just gotta figure it out real quick. So, pardon that message. It's gonna keep popping up, but it's erroneous.
Well, I don't think Punji Stick is gonna mind it, and I don't have a really active Twitter account or a Twitch account, so...
Damn, those armored guys are really tough. Okay, so I see this yellow tint. This guy's hulking out. He's got God mode. Imagine if the Hulk was yellow. That would have been a really good look for him, huh?
So to explain what just happened, Sam is currently playing as Rifleman. He gets 2 rifles and the ability, as you already mentioned, the ability to become invulnerable for a brief period of time. You do that by dealing enough damage to bots. We don't see it on the screen, but Sam actually has a God mode counter visible to him, and as he deals damage, it goes up all the way to 100%. And when that happens, he becomes invincible for 10 seconds.
He's, I guess if you had to choose, like, a more... Like, if you wanted to get familiar with the mod, that might be the best starting point. If you had to choose a starting point, it'd probably be with the assault rifle guy. Because he plays the most, like, conventional insurgency. All the other ones are much more specialized.
He does, yes, until you actually realize how to utilize God mode properly, yes, and at that point, it completely stops being anything vanilla-like.
Oh, I know, yeah. I only mean to draw a bridge between vanilla and this.
No, I know that you know the mod, I'm just, like, explaining to the audience and stuff, yeah.
Right, exactly, because it is important to draw that distinction, like, it truly does play very differently, as you can see. Nice. Oh, he died. Shit.
Great work, man. We're on our way to you.
Wait, I'm a little lost. Oh shit. Ooh. Oh no. Scene of the crime. Yo.
Hey.
It's not bad medium range too. Like, well, that was like close medium. Oh, that's close.
You're right. The thing about it is that the spread is unusually high on the BR99, so at close range you can kill bots in a shot, rarely in 2, but even at a couple steps away, you start hitting like 3 or 4 shots and they might not die. So it's kind of effective, but you need to pour more and more shells into them as they get further away.
Right, which has helped, of course, by the auto, but of course it's like I can't ever do my role, your role, as well as you can. But I like that. Like, one thing I don't like about some FPS games is dying, but also...
But it's still gonna happen to you right now.
I'm in a pickle. Oh,
and we have an AFK guy.
Oh shit. Could we kick him?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna...
No, wait, he's
here. He's here.
But he's not. Okay, there he goes. Hitler the Pug. What does that name mean? Well, you can see here the demolitions guy. He's got like a badass pistol, but he's more focused on his grenade launcher. But as I was saying though, I don't like in shooters. Yeah, it's a little too close to shoot. I don't like in shooters when everything's like super specialized. It's not for me. Like Team Fortress 2, everybody's extremely specialized. In our game, I like how it's pretty broad. You're gonna fight people the same way. You're gonna put your gun at them and shoot. But there's still some.
Yeah, unless you have a grenade launcher.
But
sorry
exactly.
for.
Then in the mod, you have you lean a little more towards specialization, but not too much. For example, you got this grenade launcher. But the grenade launcher also, the grenade launcher class also has a revolver for up-close stuff. Just like me, like I have this this submachine gun. If I would get to medium range, so I like that. I like that it's not too specialized, but more specialized.
All right, let's do this.
Open fire, northeast.
All right.
Mr. G says, can you repost the server IP? Yeah, the one in Nightbot's posting is not correct.
The server is currently full, unfortunately. There are only 5 players, at most here, so it's easy to get full.
Yeah, it's full now, but stay tuned. We may, it's bound to free up. Oh shit.
Shooties, drop 'em.
You can't shoot. What am I doing? I think I got him. Oh shit. I like the shotgunner class, the way they blind you with their flashlights. They look cool too.
They look tactical with their attacks.
Look at that tactical hat, tactical headset, tactical chest rig, tactical jeans. Oh,
Tactical death.
Dead. Oh look, the Scavenger scavenged my fully auto shotgun. I think it's empty though. Oh, the Scavenger also has a flash gun. That's an important thing to mention. I kind of want to play Scavenger next. We'll see. We'll see what opens up.
Scavenger is so confusing to a lot of players. I made it as easy to get into as I humanly could, but obviously I can't make any like tutorial or anything, so it's like go ahead, figure it out kind of thing. Still, I think it's not hard to understand what flashgun does after you like fire it once. It's not easy to notice that melee kills in one hit, stuff, and also that that you can survive like 6 or 7 bullets to the chest.
I think the... Oh shit. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. I don't want to die again. Hold that thought. Fuck, he's tough.
Ouch.
Sorry, what were we discussing?
Hey, I'm throwing a frag.
Oh, he's yellow.
Changing mag.
Go get him, Sam, from RU.
We're taking Bravo now. Hey, hostiles are dead near you at Bravo.
Oh! Dude, the shotgunner outmaneuvered me. Okay, now I remember what I was gonna say. I think it's okay, like, whenever, you know, you create something that's different, that plays differently, there's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve. I suppose you could do some sort of tutorials or hints, but I'm not even sure if that's possible. Maybe through source mod?
It's kind of implemented. When you die, as you may have noticed, it prints tips for you. I don't think a lot of people read those, really, but they're there.
In that case, yeah, there's only so much you can do, and sometimes people might not get it.
We are taking Bravo.
It's okay if Vita is,
Yeah,
is getting the hang of it anyway.
Exactly. It's just a little bit of Insurgency is like that. It's just a little bit of a learning curve. Meerkat Rabbit asks, do bullets travel through walls in Insurgency? Yes.
And if you pick Marksman class, the bullets travel essentially through almost all walls with little to no damage reduction. So that's kind of like a railgun of some sort.
Yeah, it kind of is, isn't it? All right, let's make entry here. Grenade.
Not exactly what you want to be as breacher, Mikey.
No, you're right, but like, I can't just run into that market.
You have to believe in yourself.
Oh, I believe. It didn't work. Platinum asks, is it possible to join? Yes. However, the server is full. Ignore Nightbot,
no,
that's just the old server.
As a marksman, my secondary is a pistol, which kind of works. It's okay to kill like a few bots at close range, but if a heavy bot comes, well, good luck dealing with that because the damage is kind of low. If you blow like the whole mech in the head, you'll probably kill him, but obviously that's not easy to pull off.
Yeah, again, I like that everybody has backup, so nobody's too specialized, basically.
Okay, guys, we're taking Charlie. Watch it.
I need a sec. I got a load. No hostile sighted at Charlie. Sounds good.
Charlie has been good. Nice, good job.
I got enemies west. They'll be here soon. Be ready.
ROE states we're not authorized there. Turn around.
Wait, where am I going? You gotta go up.
Don't look at me. I'm not going first.
I know, that's my role. Oh!
I'm loading, guys.
I think I got a few. This is your role. Look at that guy. I guess I have 58 mags, so I might as well shoot. Fuck. I'm gonna throw a frag.
Frag out.
Oh, nice. One grenade did it. That's good. I'll go first. It really is quite a flood of enemies. Shit.
One thing to mention, we're currently playing on hard difficulty, and in Army of 5 difficulties are a bit more distinct. So if you switch over to brutal, the gameplay becomes drastically different, really. A lot more bots start to spawn, even much more than now. And yeah, you can really tell the difference. If we should probably play on brutal like at least once later on.
Yeah. I wanna feel the challenge.
What, you're not feeling it now?
No. I'm saying for now it's good, but I want to feel the ultimate challenge. This is the penultimate challenge.
Well, trust me, it delivers.
You know what it kind of reminds me of, actually? And this might sound like a silly comparison. Oh, hold on. Big guy. Let's just stay right here. It reminds me of Warhammer Vermintide, which came out, I think, last year. Oh,
I haven't played that.
it's basically like it's Warhammer Fantasy, not the new Fantasy, Magnar, whatever it's called, but the old Fantasy, where it's Warhammer. There's like elves and there's humans, dwarves, and you're fighting rat people. The Vermintide, and it's just like an ocean of rats coming to kill you. Ocean dead. It's very inspired by Left 4 Dead, so just imagine like hordes in Left 4 Dead. You can compare it to that too.
Right. that feeling when you hear a shotgun shot and the corpse of your teammate falls from the corner to your view.
Scary.
Yeah, and I'm marksman, and I know exactly what just happened, and I don't want to go there. Because clearly when you get blinded by the flashlight of the shotgun bot, it's not easy to hit him precisely with the rifle.
Reloading. We got hostile contact. Help! God damn it!
I'm just waiting to capture the next objective after this one. It's gonna go to the finale, and Army of 5 significantly changes how the final counterattack works. As you can actually tell, there are no counterattacks regularly, which is well, a design decision, so to speak. But there is the final defense, and it's so much more intense than you might usually get comfortable with. You'll see it.
Yeah. From when we played last year, it is really intense.
Right.
And I like that. You really build to a climax.
And it works as kind of like a bonus round. So if you've captured the final objective, you technically win the map. Even if you lose the final defense, you still go on to voting, which I think is fair enough, considering how challenging it is. People don't want to replay the entire map just because they didn't do especially well at the end.
Now, as you were saying before, you have support for a lot of custom maps. Do you have it where... Did you have to like go through each one and custom tailor all the spawns and such?
Yeah, it's kind of a long story, but like I was saying, Army of 5 feels different from regular co-op, up to the point where I customize bot spawn points for each of the 28 currently supported maps for every single objective. So I placed up to 100 spawn points for every objective on each map. That was a lot of work, and I actually made a different plugin just to do that. A plugin that lets me run around and like, place or remove edit spawn points interactively.
That's sweet, man. You really, again, the work really shows. It's all just like programming power and design, and you managed to create a really cool experience out of it.
When you start playing Army of 5, things might feel kind of wacky to you, especially if you try Scavenger, who is definitely the most strange class. But as you play it, you start to really understand how classes work, how heavies work, and how all these small features work. And I think you will find that it's a fairly balanced mod, strangely balanced one to that matter.
It is, yeah, there is an interplay between all the different classes. They do have strengths and weaknesses, and it's challenging. Like, you have to be mindful and work with your teammates and give the Grenadier space and the DMR guy space. DMR, rather.
Okay, I would really rather not die right now.
Okay, I'll be quiet. Go. You good?
No, you can talk, but still, I'd rather not die.
I agree.
That point at the finale, and I would appreciate getting done with this map. I think we've played it for a while now. Okay, let me just show something off. Or maybe I can't.
Uh-oh.
Okay, clearly I can't, but if
okay.
I were to hit him, he would die. But I suck, clearly, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it.
No, I do. That's, oh shit.
Wasn't that a headshot?
Ooh, that
That was a headshot.
Nice.
Not that it matters if you land a second shot as a headshot, but okay, I got my headshot.
What a bloody courtyard.
Yeah, let's hope I'm not gonna add to those bloodstains myself. I'd rather keep my own blood on me.
You just wanna keep. It's my blood. I'd like to keep it where it is. Oh shit.
Yes.
Oh boy. Triple kill.
You can tell
nice.
me I'm. Yeah, you can tell I'm a little scared. Oh, that was a headshot.
I have a question for you from the chat, but I'll wait until you're ready.
3 more clicks to go. Okay, let's do. You know what? Let's just.
You got it. You got it. Just stay focused. One man left.
He's on the point. He just left the point. Okay, I was captured. I was not capturing. Now I'm capturing. He just left the point.
Yay!
Okay.
Nice, dude. Way to go.
So it's gonna be the final defense now. Please memorize the question for a sec because this is gonna be intense.
Of course, of course. Where should I go as the breacher? Whoa. Oh.
Anywhere really. They're gonna flood from left and right now.
Okay. I'll get up on the balcony.
Actually, I might use you here right where you were. If you go back, it would be nice.
Okay, come back.
They're really flooding down this area.
Yep. They're coming down the corridor too. It's like, I need a gun so bad. Oh, he's got it. Nice. Shit you down. Will you respawn during the, Oh! That's hardcore, man.
Oh, and one thing, they cannot actually recapture the final objective in Army of 5, but at the same time you can't really go anywhere, so the finale is different. They just go for the kill, they flood in, they Zerg rush your team, and you have to fight for your life.
It's one way to do it. Oh no, I'm not good at medium range. Just light him up. Okay.
ASDF says, is it just me or do RPGs seem to be absent in this mod?
Yes,
they are indeed. Oh, okay. Yes, they are indeed absent. I felt like RPGs are a little too random, and well, it's not even the randomness that's the issue. It's, I'd say, the low player count that's the issue. I don't really want players to die randomly. Okay, wait. Let's go block. I think block party.
Block party. Yes, you read my mind. This was actually made by, I believe this was made by Chief C, and he actually works for our team now.
Too.
We worked with us on Day of Infamy. We hired him. We saw his maps. I actually streamed with him. I'm like, dude, you made all these sweet co-op maps, and we got in touch with him. And we decided to hire him. Let's use the Scavenger a little bit. I'm gonna scavenge. So the Scavenger again, he uses his machete as his primary weapon. He can pick up stuff off the ground. He also gets a flash gun that fires flashbangs, and lots of armor.
Yeah, and he's fast, but he's also heavily armored.
Yes.
So that's the idea. It's going to be a really rough start for you as a scavenger on this particular map for this particular objective, but you'll be fine.
Game, baby. Give me that shotgun. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, the car exploded. Dude, fucking God mode. Nice.
Yeah, that was a good run.
Oh god, they're so tough. Ooh, now this is a nice thing as a scavenger. Oh, you kill a heavy and you pick up his heavy gun.
Which has a terrible scope on it.
It's true. It's a drawback.
You can definitely use it at close range if you don't aim down the sides, or at really long range if you be careful with it, like, you know, shooting short bursts. That was the idea of it. I didn't want to remove like the machine guns when people heavies drop them. I wanted them to be kind of viable, but I didn't want it to diminish all of the weapons on the ground.
Right. Again, like, it's just a balance, and it's you know, you're trading this way and that. Quick question: I get health when you capture a point. Is that right?
Yes, actually, when you capture an objective, all classes get healed up. Not just Scavenger, everyone really. Everyone goes back to 100 health. I felt like it's fair to reset it because, like, if you solo an objective and barely survive it, I felt like it would be fair to at least let you be a hero again, rather than just die to some a single pellet.
Oh, Russian! Sorry. I heard your explanation. I was just in this crazy corridor fight. It was very hardcore, Henry. But yes, I agree. I think that kind of balance makes sense. Because otherwise, like, the Scavenger's whole thing is like, or one of his big things is that it's tough. But if you stop being tough just as you play the game, then, you know, you lose an important part of your ability. Yeah, that's the entourage I ran into.
I'm gonna be brave.
This is brave. What are you doing?
Those are the wrong people. These are not. He ran away. Oh, there he is.
Oh, that was bam! What a money shot.
Remember how I said that every class has a disadvantage? Well, heavies are the Rifleman's disadvantage. He's the only class who doesn't really have an easy way of dispatching them. I mean, as a Scavenger, you can stab him in the back in one hit. As Marksman, headshot. As Grenadier, actually, as a Grenadier, if you fire a grenade with the grenade launcher close to his feet, like real close, he dies in one hit. But if you're not accurate enough with it, he will only take he will take a lot of damage, but he will survive, which is something you don't want to happen if you're fighting him alone, which is usually what happens. Hey, you're a Scavenger, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, come with me here real quick. Okay. Come with me. Let's do something real cool.
We're gonna do the elevator?
Yes.
Let's do the elevator.
You're a Scavenger, and I almost have full God mode, so let's see how this goes.
This will work. I have a good feeling about this. Should I flash it first?
You can, actually. That would be a good idea. Yes. What? Oh, wait. Did you?
No, I didn't push anything.
We arrived. We managed to arrive on the same floor somehow. Okay, that's it. That's the roof.
Flash it. Haha! Oh, I went too far.
Go to town.
Too eager. Okay. Hey, what up? You see that? Yeah. Oh boy.
Okay, we got no hostiles.
Oh my god, there's a heavy right on the roof. Killed him. I have, in dozens of times of playing this map, I have never seen that happen.
Really? Nice.
No hostiles at Charlie, guys.
Still surprising you.
Charlie has been secured. Nice, good job.
Loading! Heads up, new mag in!
I flashed the guy and he disappeared.
Disappeared how?
Just poof, you know, like a magician.
That shouldn't happen.
No, I'm just kidding. Someone shot him. I thought it was all cool because I'm like, how get the flank, and then he was just dead.
Actually, if you land the flash grenade directly into the body of a bot, he should die from impact.
Nice. Oh, there they are. Here I go, killing again.
Oops.
Woo. Where is this guy? Is he over there? Nice. Whoa, not cool. Oh my god. Oh, you're in my world now, man. I got him. Oh, did my health go up again when I knifed him?
Yes, actually, the other thing is that when you kill the bots with your melee weapon, when you kill the bots with your melee weapon as Scavenger, you get back a little bit of health. A little bit of it, like 4 HP per bot, or I think 8 if it's a heavy bot. It's not much, okay, it's clearly not much, but it was designed to help Scavenger be more viable on hard difficulties. And as I mentioned earlier, the harder the difficulty is, the more bots it spawns. So yeah, it doesn't make it much difference on normal, for instance, but on brutal, with a lot of bots around, it does make a difference.
It makes sense, yeah, and I like that. Again, it ensures that the Scavenger can do the thing that he's supposed to be good at, which is soak a lot of hits. And not have to play conservatively. I want to flash it, look out. Gotcha. Uh-oh. Oh, you forgot about me. Whoa! Whoa.
This one didn't?
Crap.
So, as a scam... Oh my god. As a Scavenger, you want to strike a good balance between how much you use the knife and how much you use the weapons that you pick up. It's not good to like run around with the knife all the time, and it's not effective to only use the weapons you pick up and ignoring the knife.
You're right, yeah. I'm a little too knife heavy now. I gotta scavenge, you know? It's in my name, it's in my blood.
Echo's under attack.
The next part is gonna be tough with these doors.
Constantly squeaking, yeah.
Squeaking and opening back and forth all the time. They just... Well, you'll see, they're gonna annoy us all a bit. It's fine. Whoa, stop dying, guys.
Going for the flank. Get it? Oh god. Whew. Ooh, that hurt. Oh no! Ah, crap.
Really, guys? 28 bots for me? That's
You can do it.
a little more than I'd like. Can I have like a dozen instead? Yes?
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna read a message. Airy Army says, "Hey Mikey, I was starting DOI already, then I saw you playing Insurgency." And Sal says, "Yep, hey guys. For people who are just joining us, my name is Michael Swarhouse, I'm the community manager for New World. We're playing the Army of 5 co-op mod for Insurgency this week. Not playing any DOI today. We might try to do this a little more often. We've been playing a lot of DOI content lately, and of course we're going to feature some of the stuff coming in our next update very soon. But right now we're playing old school Insurgency, a mod that we actually played about a year ago."
I don't really want to be here anymore.
No, no.
I'm sitting behind the car and I'm like,
Yeah.
I have made so many bad
not an
decisions
ideal
in my life.
It was good. You managed it as best you could.
There's a heavy insurgent presence in this area. We've been ordered to clear it. Move through.
There's people asking if they can join. The server is full, but if it frees up, please feel free. I'll link it again in the chat. Alright. I kind of just want to spam flash grenades.
Oh, shit, that Richard just killed everything.
Grenade! That was close. Oh, there goes the truck, the van. That poor van. Oh, he's right! Ugh.
So, as you can clearly tell, this is a little bit more intense than the regular game. This is more arcadey. And that's not everyone's thing, I guess, but it's fun. It's hella fun.
It's true. Yeah. I'm not even an arcadey guy myself, but I like it a lot.
And you're playing Scavenger right now. You can't get more arcadey than a knife rusher.
Well, like, it's arcadey, but it doesn't do the things that I typically dislike about games that are arcadey. It keeps the lethality. It doesn't specialize your class too much. And it builds on, you know, the experience of Insurgency, but feels very, very different. So I like that it doesn't go full-on arcadey where like you absorb a bunch of hits. So to enemies, it works with the lethality of Insurgency pretty well, and becomes its own thing.
No!
Oh! Sorry, I should have stood in front of you. Oh my!
That was not a good decision on your end right there. Nice.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh! No, this too. That was old boy right there. That was a deadly corridor. Sod says, if anything, it reminds me of something like Payday. I kind of...
yes.
Yeah. But it's still, like, it's pretty different. Like, enemies die more quickly. I guess, like, the volume of enemies is similar, though. And, you know, 5 players instead of 4-player co-op. So I do see those similarities. That's true.
You wanna try Rifleman?
I do, actually. Thank you. Let's get a 74. Kid it out now. Yeah, no, this is good. is all ready to go.
You do not want to take the roof elevator right now.
I gotta say again, I really like the badges that you added.
We're taking Bravo now.
Thanks. Well, technically, Anger added them,
Right.
so yeah.
Shout out to Saint Anger. He did a great job on the weapon models, the characters, all of that.
Speaking of shoutouts, I would like to thank our testers and people that supported us and hosted servers, namely Sam, who is actually playing with us, for hosting the St. Petersburg server, the Company Team Counter Server Gaming Community servers, 3 of them actually hosted by the Fat Daddy. And wait, give me a second here.
Sure, please.
Jeez is hosting a server in Africa. Zesty is hosting a very popular, actually, Chinese server. And I'd like to thank Ubilada, Uda, Budget Wolverine, and Patrick for helping us test the mod.
It's good that you have such a community and server presence all over the world. Russia, America, China, Africa. That's sweet.
And recently Brazil, but unfortunately the Brazil server is currently not configured correctly, but I'm in touch with the server host and we'll sort it out.
Oh boy. Cosmo, don't fail me now. Whew. I think it's actually probably worth mentioning. Anybody who wants to host a server can do it, can't they? They just need to download off the workshop and, you know, have a server.
Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that, just a bit. If you'd like to host a server with this, you just check out the hosting guide up on the workshop page. It's in the discussions. It's nothing complex. You just have to download a few things and extract them, and you're good to go. It's just that subscribing to this file alone is not enough, because there's a plugin that, you know, prints the bot count, prints the messages in the chat, like implements the God mode ability, because you clearly can't do that with theater files only, and all that stuff. And none of that is going to work if you don't load the plugin. So it has to be in there.
So for anybody who wants to host, you can just go ahead and check out the item itself. There's a guide in there. Is it in the discussion? Is it stickied?
Yes, it's in the discussions. Gotcha. Right under the workshop item. There's also a huge how to host this section. You can't miss it.
God mode, so I am invulnerable. Haha. Yeah, I do. Now that I think about it, I definitely see the payday comparisons in the volume of enemies. Yeah, the gunplay is different classes, but still. This guy lay down in front of me. Oh god! You can play at that kill. Fuck. Lay down. Russian, you're exposed. Lay down. Lay down. Get down. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. I think Russian might have disconnected.
Yeah, it's a problem with my connection. Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I don't suppose there's a spot for me now, is there? Wait.
There is. Yep. Come on in.
Secure the objectives.
Yeah.
Someone in
Fine.
the chat asks, is this 1.3b? Yes, this is version 1.3b, Techno. Random Style says, now I get the fuck quote. Yeah. I wrote and recorded all the voiceover in Insurgency, and fuck is one drawn from... You know, a lot of the inspiration for the writing of Insurgency came from games like Fear, you know, like really good active bots that were really cool. Battlefield, which had a lot of really active, anxious, angry chatter, as did Fear. But also just, you know, stuff that I'd seen in a lot of combat footage, the vulgarity that was witnessed there, and also just, I don't know, the attitudes of people when they play games, you know. They get frustrated, they yell out, they curse. So it was like kind of all that mixed together. And that's why there's some lines that are just a stream of swear words.
Alright, we're getting Alpha.
I'm reloading.
I don't really like when games, when everything's all, I don't know, neat and... I don't want to say, it's not that it's politically correct, it's just like it doesn't sound vulgar or stressful or angry enough. Because when we get angry and stressed, we cry out, we say vulgar things. So that was an important part of the game, which is a gritty, intense, lethal, hardcore game. Of course people are going to shout.
And I don't imagine my in anything other than obscenery if I get flying over my head.
Say that again?
ROE states we're not authorized there. Turn around.
Expect anything but obscenery coming out of
Yeah.
if bullets fly.
We just taken
I agree,
Alpha.
yeah. It's like, you're gonna shout nasty things. It's scary.
I need to reload.
So my router just kind of died, so I switched to mobile connection, basically using the hotspot. And it's a little laggy for me, but I should be fine. At least you can hear me fine,
Yep,
right?
I hear you. You're breaking up just a little bit, but I can still hear you.
Well, let me know if it becomes unbearable. I'll try back to my connection.
Sure.
Did you get a chance to like explain the here in depth?
You cut out again? Say again?
Did you get a chance to explain Nadir?
Oh, no, I did not, but I will. Ah, shit. The
Well,
Grenadier,
have
I
all-
was just playing
yes.
as, has an M79. He's got a grenade launcher, which, as you can see, is pretty good at taking out dudes. But he also has a backup stub-nosed 44 revolver. And that's, like, just okay. It's definitely a last resort weapon.
We are taking Bravo.
Which makes sense in the balance, because it's the grenade launcher is super good. As you can see, like, you have so much ammo, and you can just keep your distance and blow stuff up. He's really exposed up close. It makes better sense as a backup weapon as opposed to, like, the 1911 that we were just looking at.
So the idea of is very powerful. It's basically the reverse of the revolver, which is accurate but kind of well damage. This is the opposite. This kills bots in one hit quite easily at a very close range in the chest area, but it's inaccurate as hell, so you can't use it at mid-range, not to mention long range. And the thing about it is, the thing about Grenadier as a whole is that you have two weapons, both very powerful, but both have ammo in them, and they take really.
I did hear everything you said, but you are cutting out a little bit, and I'm worried it.
God damn it! Let me just switch over. Let me just switch over to the router. Just a second.
We're taking Charlie now.
Excuse me. Let me just pop on out there and.
Charlie!
Never mind.
Cover me, I'm loading!
We got Charlie. Good
And
work.
I'm back.
Cool. Perfect.
Gotta reload! Watch my back, I'm loading!
Oh, this is great for me because I can just hang out up here.
Yeah, high ground advantage is a cool thing for Grenadier.
Our Scavenger is aggressive. my gun bugged out. Fuck.
Blame the developers.
Who made this game anyway?
Cover me, I'm reloading!
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, it's just you and me. Oh shit.
Yeah. But dude, Grenadier is very good in this setting. Outdoors.
It is, up until the moment there's a heavy walking into your face while you're caught with your pants down and empty
Shoot that
weapons.
guy! Shoot that guy! Oh.
I have to
Thank you.
reload. Yeah, no problem! You're good, man, go!
Okay, I'm gonna blow it up. Maybe not.
So, as you can see, I can't say we're really struggling, but the challenge is, well, quite noticeable, I think. Even though, like, you, me, and Sam are familiar with the mods well enough. And this is still hard difficulty, so
Exactly, yeah.
good luck playing. Good luck playing this on brutal.
Yeah, I think next map we should probably try brutal. But
Maybe.
I do
Yes,
again like
for one map.
the nice thing about this, and again, it's just awesome. It's all programming power and design. We just like rigorously tested it, and it just feels really polished in terms of its design. And it does
Thanks.
offer a pretty unique experience. Hitler the Pug says, "No, don't do brutal, please."
Since when do we do what Hitler says?
Yeah, he's just a dog. Jeez, I don't know why I did that. Outfitter asks, can someone please give a place on the server? I'm sorry, dude, but I don't know if we can kick anybody. It wouldn't really feel fair.
Unless we kick everyone, that would be. Oh shit, that would be more fair. Maybe, considering that I just got blown up with a random grenade when I said that, maybe karma is telling me that I shouldn't treat people like that.
It's a shotgun-oriented life today on Block Party. Oh no! Oh, good try, dude. Good try. You wanna switch the map? Try brutal.
Well, we could. Let's give this one a try. I guess.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
There's a heavy insurgent presence in this area. We've been ordered
Let
to
me
clear it.
think.
Move through.
Oh yes, crossbow. I love crossbow. It's you. So wait, you want to try brutal? I should pick a map where the first objective is fun enough because we're not getting past it anyway.
Tight, stay safe.
Whatever you
Yeah,
think is
let's-
best.
Let's try this. This is actually a new map, relatively new. I think it was released like this year or last year.
I like its name. Blank.
It's gonna play, yeah, after this round.
Oh, Van's gonna blow.
I don't think it. No, it doesn't deal damage to players. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, so it's a Michael Bay van, as they say. Ooh, I think I killed that guy with a grenade.
They got our squad leader.
Like direct hit?
Yeah, I think I shot him in the thigh.
I'm reloading.
Oh shit.
Hey, we're taking Alpha.
They're dead.
I don't see any hostiles at Alpha. Good, we just took Alpha.
Just 1 sec, I'm loading.
I want to make a comment. I want to say like, oh, this is a perfect objective for me because I can just stick around back here and fire. Like I have a long sight line and cover,
Yeah.
which is great for the rocket launcher, but I don't want to jinx it. So
It's also this particular place is also good for Rifleman and Preacher because it's like a close quarters meat grinder. Scavenger works as well. Me, I just get to click people without aiming down the sides.
I really like that you refer to it as clicking.
Friendly's on Bravo, it's being taken.
What the hell is going on here? Did you see that? Funky ragdoll.
Just kill the heavy behind us. Yeah, this guy.
Oh, good kill.
Hey, I gotta reload.
That would have been dangerous. You would have died.
We got no hostiles at Bravo.
I'm loaded up.
So internally, the bots are categorized into 3 groups. The first group being light bots, the second being like regular bots, the biggest group, and then there are the heavy bots, which consists only, you know, those machine gun guys. And for every bot type of these 3 types, for every bot type, for every difficulty and player count combination, there's a defined number of how many of those bots should spawn.
Oh wow, you custom tailored it to each of those?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's like... That's a lot of variations. By so it's, just to clarify, it's by difficulty and by... it's by difficulty and player count. So how many is that? There's 5 players. You could have
4 difficulties.
Oh, so it's 20.
Yep. And there are 3 types of bots, so those are 16.
Oh, no, sorry, the bot types. Yeah, yeah.
We're taking Charlie now.
Man, this again, like all the balancing, all the design, it really shows, dude. It flows nicely.
Okay, we got no hostiles at Charlie.
Thank you.
I'm loading a new magazine.
I think we talked about this in the past stream. I believe you're studying programming. Is that so?
Yes, that's correct.
How have your studies been going? Do you have any other projects in general cooking up?
I'm still trying to start to move over like actual game design using one of those cool kids engines. No, I mean not engines for kids.
Yeah, the cool
cool
kids, yeah.
thing like
Unreal
Unity.
4, yeah.
Yes, Unreal 4 or Unity. Yes, I'm trying to move over there and start doing things there.
It makes sense. Yeah,
I've been modding games for quite a while now. Army of 5 was not my first modding project, although it's definitely the most acknowledged one, so to speak. Thanks to you, really, man.
Nah, thanks to your hard work, dude. But thank you. Yeah. When I saw this mod, I was like, man, this is sweet. And there's like, we don't really have anything else on the. Oh, that was dead. We don't really have anything else on the workshop like it. So I'm happy that we got to show it off then and again now, since you've updated it. You know, it's sweet. I like it a lot. Seriously.
Thanks.
And I think everybody in the stream does too, if I'm not mistaken, Chad.
Well, yeah, let us know.
Yeah, if you have any feedback for the mod or any thoughts, please feel free to share. Oh, I shot him right in the butt. I think
that's how you do it.
The only thing I would say, the only bit of, and I mentioned this before, and I do present it with some ambivalence. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I feel like we might have too much ammo. I feel like it might be better to limit our total ammo count. I think you said that you didn't want players to have to automatically resupply. Or sorry, have to resupply. Maybe you can make it automatic. Yeah. I don't know. That's my only thought. Right?
Honestly, I just don't see much of a point to force players to occasionally run back and just go to menu and click buttons just to continue game. I think it would just distract from gameplay without bringing anything to the table. Really, it would be just a chore that you have to do. It doesn't. I don't think it fits the idea of what Army of 5 conveys, so to speak. If that makes sense.
It does, yeah. It's definitely hard.
We left Sam. Oh my god, we left Sam.
Is he okay? Where'd he go?
Yeah, I mean, we took the elevator, and 3 of us, and Sam stepped out at the last second, and we watched him just stand up there. Rode down the lot. And there's a second elevator here, in case I think you noticed by now.
I remember, yeah. The elevators are a funny thing in this level.
Mm-hmm. One thing to note about this mod is that it's made by 2 people, just as I was saying earlier, just me and Anger. By no means we are professionals or anything. I mean, I happen to know C, well, kind of. I wouldn't say well, even. I can do some things with C language, and Sur's mod is similar to C. And Anger is by no means a professional modeler or animator. He kind of learned his stuff as we went. And yeah, it's 2 people, and we're not community guys. I'm not really in touch with anyone. Like, Cernix co-op or other large communities. I don't even have anyone on my friends list or anything. So.
And that's what
I forgot. I forgot what I was meaning to say with this.
That's okay. It brings up the point to me though that's what's so cool about it is it's just 2 guys, 2 modders who made an experience like this. And that's why we are New World and Insurgency and Dave Infamy. We're all about modding because it creates experiences like this. Yeah, they're amateur, I guess, but it doesn't mean they're not fun or not well done. Or not exhibit or don't exhibit an amount of talent, you know. Oh god. So yeah, it's again like everything you're doing is good, and you know I'm excited for you to be learning other languages because it sounds like you're very passionate about it, and I could see you being an asset, you know, to a team or you know doing your own project. So best of luck to you in those pursuits.
Thanks.
TR Skycant says any giveaways? Yeah, we can give away a day of Infamy Key. We'll do that later. I think that sounds nice.
Speaking of giveaways, I put a donation button up on the workshop page like last year. Never received a single dime yet. As to be expected, really, but if you guys want to prove me wrong, you're welcome to.
No, yeah, it's a good point. For anybody who... I'll take it now. For anybody who wants to support the development of this mod, you can donate here if you like.
Oh, you actually posted the link.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Rushin and Anger put a lot of work into it. It's good to show appreciation. It's there for you.
Oh, I don't. Thanks. I don't. Okay, it's fine.
It's, you know, it's there for people if they want it.
Okay, I should really focus right now. 9 bots is still a lot. There's a slot now, actually. Someone disconnected. Oh, Fita joined again. See, I just killed a boss through a wall. Multiple walls, really. Sorry, I always get too carried away with attempting to kill people through walls as marks.
Demonstrate that feature. It's cool.
I don't even do it for the demonstrational purposes. I just do it all the time, even when I don't need to. It's
a trick shot.
It's just a habit of mine.
Show some skill.
You
ever played Dark Messiah?
Yeah, you shouldn't. Actually, I played for a very short while. I encountered some bug with my build, and I couldn't proceed. Yeah, and I should get back to the game.
The bad guys in that would say, show some skill. So actually, can we talk a little bit about the modding that you said you did? You said you modded other games as well in the past?
Yeah, I've been modding Doom, the Doom 2 actually, for a very long time. Ooh. Yeah, that old pixelated spritey game. Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. I'm not sure if any of you probably none of you have heard of mutations like Boomer Shooter or Flu Season, but Boomer Shooter was a mutation, like a custom game mode for Left 4 Dead 2 that I made, and then it got acknowledged by Valve, and they made their own versions of it and put it as a temporary game mode and as a game. Well, they made their own version of it called the Flu Season, but it was still cool. They put my nickname on the menu and everything.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
What else? I've been modding Fear. I made a small mod that made the game totally hardcore. Dude. Yeah, I love it too. I made a Fear mod that basically turns the game into something super hard. I didn't really upload it anywhere. Yeah, really, I just made it for myself. I should upload it somewhere. Maybe people will get good at the game. But it removes slow-mo. It decreases the ammo counts by like 3 times. It makes medkits heal by 20 HP instead of 50. And it bumps the accuracy of the boss from, well, as in chance to kill, from 20% or so, I think, to 95. So you can imagine how that works. It feels like playing Counter-Strike with professionals. If you see an enemy, you're dead, really.
It sounds really hard. That's cool.
It's super hard.
And I wanted to ask, how did the Boomer mutation work?
If you play Left 4 Dead 2, it was a custom game mode in which the only 2 zombies that spawn were boomers and regular infected. Although initially it's just boomers, lots of boomers. They have slightly more health than usual. They have huge speed, and it spawns like 24 of them or so. And you have to kill them real quick. You have to stay clean. You don't have wait. Give me a second here. We got to find the last boss. They always hide somewhere on the tracks.
Fuck! I missed. He's on this side.
Still more to go. Okay. So, what was I saying again? Yes, Boomer Shooter. And you have to dispatch them as quickly as possible and to stay clean, because if one gets too close to you and vomits on you, or just explodes too close to you, a lot of regular infected zombies spawn and swarm the area real hard, much more than usual. And the thing is, the boomers continue to spawn as that happens, and they continue to vomit on players, now that it's a lot easier to do, obviously. and it turns into complete chaos, which is hard to get out of and nearly impossible if you're playing on a hard difficulty setting. So you have to be like killing boomers real quick everywhere, and it is hilarious because they speed hack effectively, and they're fat, and they're really fat, and they shouldn't be speed hacking in the first place. It's hilarious, but it's also I also spent a few weeks just balancing it. And it was a really fun thing to do. I don't think you can play it anymore just because of how much they changed the game in the years since the release of the mod. But you could play it like by just extracting a couple of files and letting the console come out too.
Well, it sounds pretty sweet. It sounds messy too. Just all the boomer bile everywhere. Oh shit.
So sorry. Did you ask a question? Sorry, I missed it.
No, I just said it sounds cool and it sounds messy with all the boomer bile.
Yeah.
Oh god, look out, he's coming behind me. Nice.
Done and done. So tell me, comrade, what do you think if I start talking like this to the end of the stream?
Are you gonna adopt a more stereotypical Russian accent?
Yes, let me just drink my vodka and take my personal pet bear for a walk here real quick. While I freeze to death.
I do speak a little Russian, if you would like
Holy
to hear.
Shit. Yes, please.
Vodka, Moscow, St. Petersburg. Да. Oh, no, нет, Sputnik, Putin, Perestroika, Orthodox Christianity.
I need to reload.
Well, you got pretty much most of the
basics.
Yes, you got most of the frequently used vocabulary right against the Russian. I think. You'll figure out the rest as you go.
Thanks.
I kind of have a feeling that some people might want me to say this, so I'll go ahead and say Rush B, сука, блядь.
I heard bitch. What was the other?
Rush B.
Oh.
And yeah, and some curse words.
But,
it's just
sorry.
Suka
means bitch, if I remember correctly.
Yes,
Blat
right.
Means...
And brat means damn, basically.
Gotcha. Okay. But if I remember correctly, there's a euphemism for blat, which is blit, means pancake, I think. Does that make sense?
There's a different word, blin, which is a pancake. Yeah, and it's sometimes used as a more politically correct.
Right, like a polite version.
People are swearing in Russian all over the chat. Yes, Mikee of donkey, people.
Of course.
You know there's gonna be cheeky when you got bricky.
We got good guys on India. We're taking it.
One thing to note actually is that cursing in Russian is a little less widely acceptable. For example, in movies, you very rarely hear people curse. It's just euphemisms like bling, yes, etc. Whilst in English, it's fine. It's acceptable to have cursing in media and even on streams like this. I mean, I think most of the Russian streamers that I saw don't curse because it's not.
That's very surprising because I just see the internet as a very vulgar place, regardless of the culture.
I mean, I really felt wrong right now when I was cursing in Russian because I know how that sounds in Russian, how bad it sounds in Russian. I don't fucking care about cursing in English though, for some reason. I don't know. It's just that's just how it works.
No, I believe that. Like, I've heard that about Americans before. As you know, like, I'm in our Amsterdam studio, and I notice it with as a stereotype that Europeans or other cultures have of Americans, that we swear a lot, and I think we do. I think we're a little more vulgar. And what's really curious is I'll notice people here in the Netherlands speaking Dutch, but then swearing in English, and that's really interesting to me. Instead of, like, obviously there's Dutch swear words, but then, like, in the middle of a Dutch sentence, they'll just say, fucking goddammit, or something like that.
Right.
This is a good linguistic aside while we play Army of
Actually, as you're now telling me about, like, Dutch cursing, I've been thinking real hard and trying to remember. But basically, I've been watching a couple Dutch movies, and I know some Dutch curse words. I was trying to curse in Dutch right now, but I can't. Wait, there was this Dutch movie, low budget, Ron Guzman, low budget stuntman, and wait, what was the word again? Wait, let me think. Let me kill the.
Insurgents are moving to retake the objective. Don't let
No, we can't. Wait, this is gonna be tough.
Okay.
Maybe.
I know
Ik ben er Kailom. That's what he was saying. Yes, I remember it now. I don't expect many Dutch people to be in here, but maybe someone understands.
Are there any Dutch people here? Can translate for us? For me? ASDF's the same. I'm not a native English speaker, but I swear 80% English. Oh, where are you from? That's interesting. When I asked a Dutch person about this, they said, oh, you know, it's because of the media that we watch. A lot of it's American or British, and so we hear those swears. So it makes sense. But it's, you know, it's a very interesting cultural phenomenon. A Dutch person once told me
that we actually completed the map.
Yeah, that was easy. They just all came up the ramp and just blew them away. A good Dutch swear or insult I heard was there's a word for calling somebody a person who has tuberculosis. Which is just very specific.
Look at the scores. Press tab. Look at the fucking scores.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and me and Sam actually reconnected mid-map, so that's like half the kills. Look at the kill count.
You guys probably have scores above me, so like 230 at least.
For some reason, if you reconnect, it keeps your score and it keeps your death count, but not your kill count for some reason, which is something I noticed yesterday actually.
Want to try? Oh yeah, point blank on brutal. Yeah. So should we vote for brutal?
Yeah, marksman. You want to try? Yes.
Yeah, please. I'm a red dot man myself. I know you like the EOTech. I'll use the Makarov in honor of your nation's armaments.
We've been ordered to clear it. Move through, secure the objectives, and destroy any weapon caches you find. Watch for counterattacks.
Mikey, how do you feel it hearing your own voice every time you play Insurgency? Asks Fart Expert.
Okay, let's get this started.
I do get this question a lot. It doesn't really, I don't really notice it just because I'm so used to it. I've been playing so much Insurgency, and I was so involved in creating it. When I hear it, it just sounds like background to me. Like, background is in the setting, you know. Like, it's not that I hear myself, I just hear one of the characters in the game. However, it's
the same for me when I listen to the feedback on this mod. It sounds like background noise to me. No, really, no, it's not.
It is weird though for me when people spam me with the radio menu. That feels a little weird. Like people are, because it's not like a reaction to, you know, all the responses of being suppressed or reloading. It's like people deliberately using my voice to make a joke manually. That feels a little weird. But again, like I don't know, I feel very used to it. ASDF says a Southeast Asian country. It's very common to swear in English. Interesting. This whole world is quite globalized. Is this brutal?
Yes, but we started with 3 players. It spawned enough bots for 3 players, and now we have 5, so it's a little easier right now.
Gotcha.
Because some people were because some people were busy downloading the custom map from Workshop. But starting from the next objective, or more likely is from the next round, now that I look at my situation here, it's gonna be worse. Cheeky breaky. Where the hell do I even go?
Hacks says someone activated Slav mode.
Okay, I'm just gonna go blow it up. It's gonna spawn so many
Good,
bots
good, good.
in it. Oh, and one thing to mention, right now on Brutal at 5 players, which is the worst in terms of difficulty, worst combination of player count and difficulty that you can get, it spawns 45 bots per objective. But yeah, 45. But since I didn't kill 8 of them before I blew up the cache, it adds up, so we have 53.
Oh boy. I think we should hold our position. It's a pretty sweet map, a lot of detail.
Southwest of me.
Fuck. Don't notice me. Don't notice. There we go.
Motherfucker.
You still with us, Russian?
Yeah, I'm just trying to... The map is done by Jack House, just to give credit.
Oh, okay. No, I do remember. Jack Hall is actually... Oh, shit. Just goes to show you how our community is and how some of the people in it are, I don't know, how strong our community's custom content sense is. I guess the best way to say this is how strong our custom content community is. Jack Halls made Prospect a while back for Insurgency, which we featured. He made this, and he also made, I think, one other Insurgency map. I forget the name of it. But more recently, for Day of Infamy, he made Reichswald, as it's known now. But before, it was... Shit. Fuck. Sorry, okay.
Yes, speaking about swearing.
Yeah. We had a community mapping contest, and he made Reichswald, which won 2nd place, if I remember correctly, or 3rd. And we actually put it into the game officially. Its original name was Kruppstahl, though. I almost forgot, it was Kruppstahl. And
right.
He made this map too.
There are a lot of small things in Army of 5. For instance, as you noticed, you can continue running as you reload. You can actually like fire while jumping. All those little things.
Oh, I never noticed it. But yeah, that's a big difference. Cool. I think
Like
I
said,
it's C-bar in a while ago for the SOCOM mod. I have to correct myself. I just said an error. Thank you, Atheist, for pointing it out. Rhineland is what I meant to say. Jack Halls made Kruppstahl, which became Rhineland. Reichswald is our map, duh. I confused the R's in a dyslexic screw up. That's not dyslexia, but you know what I mean.
Just you know.
Bot. One love. 47 bots, 47 loves. playing very defensively. Whoa!
There's a grenade, there's a grenade.
I feel like I'm playing Time Crisis. I'm cover to cover.
Well, you are marksman.
Okay, guys, we're taking Charlie. Watch it.
Oh, I'm afraid to take Charlie, dude. It's gonna be a lot of bots.
Contacted Charlie.
Gotta reload.
Nice.
Behind you! Oh my god.
Shit! Ah!
This is brutal, by the way. We're doing considerably well for brutal.
We're being pretty slow and methodical, which is good. But our luck might have just ran out.
Okay,
Oh,
we're taking Charlie. Watch it.
turn around, right behind you. It's like a horror movie. Oh boy! Oh,
Still alive. You could
run away! Get out of there! Take a breather. Whew.
We got Charlie. Good work.
Yeah, I caught
Great work, man. We're on the way
Nice.
to you.
Got it. I'm reloading. Oh, guys, look northeast.
So there are currently 7 fully working servers around the world that you can join. The Brazil one is going to be configured correctly soon. We might have a German one, maybe. There are servers in China, America, Russia, I'm dead, and somewhere else.
They got pretty good coverage.
Yeah, well, considering it's that the player count is low, having many servers is good. At the same time, I made some adjustments to how the bots work, but basically it should not tax the server too much in terms of CPU power, like some of those 40 bot co-op servers might.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody ready? Let's move out.
Which means that potentially you might be able to host like 2 servers perhaps at the cost of what would have taken one PvP, like, you know, 16 versus 16 full server.
Well, I will say right now, it's definitely running quite smoothly.
Brutal is all about staying alive long enough to thin out enough bots for you to complete the objective. Sometimes, like, 1 or 2 players die early, and the remaining players who are alive will just get way too much to handle, or often you end up being 1 against like 3 dozen bots. And I don't need to explain that more often than not, you do some kind of mistake and you die. So that's where the difficulty really comes from.
Right, and it sort of forces you, in my opinion at least, to play more defensively. And be like, alright,
On one hand,
yeah.
On one hand, yes, but at the same time, you don't play defensively as Scavenger, Preacher, or Rifleman at all, like by design. So you have this strange trade-off between how much you want to risk and how effective you want to be.
That's true. I'm actually sort of fortunate to be the DMR guy, the EMR, because I can just kind of hang back. But I gotta make sure I'm helping.
Yeah, you hang back until a couple of haters decide that they're done with their shit. And they come and fix this little hanging back marksman situation of ours.
I'm loading a new magazine.
You're on top of this
RT's Nightmare asks Q&A later. Yep, I think after this round we'll break and do a Q&A.
Okay.
Good, which asks, Mikey, can I have a picture of your left feet, please? If you open up your browser, go to www.communitymanagersfootfetish.org. You can actually see my entry on this site, as well as that of many other video game community managers.
I love how seriously you have just...
That's a www. Wait, I forgot it. It was video game community manager fetish.org. Yeah. Goodwood says thank you. Yep. No, enjoy my feet, dude.
But it's just one feet, right? No one can see your right feet, except your wife, and only after the wedding, that kind of thing.
Well, there's filters, like I do both feet, but like some models only like to do left feet, some only right, some only toes. Like it really depends. Oop.
The thing is, there's actually a second floor in here. Boom! That was a double kill.
Good shot.
No.
Copy.
Nine more. Ah! Sorry.
Good try, good try. All right, I'm gonna back out, and then we'll go to Q&A. You can keep playing Russian if you like, but I just want to take some time to answer questions.
Okay,
Thanks
sure.
for playing, guys. We're gonna answer some questions on the stream. Seriously, it's a lot of fun. I always love playing this mod. So let's back on out.
So, do you want me to still hang around for
No, please, yeah.
questions?
I wanna ask if people have questions about the mod, and I wanna maybe chat with you a little bit about the mod, your plans with it, or other plans that you have. But for people who just joined us, my name is Michael Surhas. I'm the community manager for New World. Welcome to our weekly official live stream broadcast. It happens every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. We do developer interviews. We have guests on, different YouTubers, Twitch streamers, influencers in the gaming community. We showcase like DIY content and stuff, but today we decided to play some of an Insurgency mod called Army of Five. So that's what we just played now. I'm going to link it one more time. If you guys want to check it out there. And there's also a donation link, which I'll link. If you want to be a, whoops, that's, I linked the actual image of the donate button. Whoops. If you guys want to donate to Rushin and Anger, who both worked on this mod, Rushin the programmer, designer, and Anger the artist, feel free to check it out. At the end of every stream, or most streams, we do an open Q&A where people are free to ask us any questions. Let's start and talk a little bit about Army of Five and take some Army of Five related questions, then we can move on to other things. Do you have any other plans with Army of Five? I want to just start by asking, do you want to add any new content? What are your plans, if any? Are you there, Russian? Uh-oh.
Sorry, I muted myself.
That's okay.
I didn't know I muted myself.
That's okay.
Basically, I've done every item on my to-do list right now for the mods. Of course, I still have ideas about it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually go to those, but we'll see how it turns out.
Okay, yeah, it feels complete, it feels balanced, it feels like everything you want to have a good experience is in there. But yeah, I could see why you would say it's final, but it's good to hear you're not like totally done with it if there's other stuff you want to do with it. I gotta ask though, as a follow-up though, would you consider doing something like this for Insurgency Sandstorm as well?
Depends on how moddable it is.
We do intend to have mod support, at least for PC. Consoles, it gets a little complicated, but yeah, we want to have, you know, full workshop support, full modding support. Might get tricky with we want to have customization, which would involve cosmetic unlockables like Day of Infamy. And that could be a problem, I guess, if, that could be a problem if you have, like, if you have a beret that you unlock by playing the game, but then people put that beret on the workshop. I don't know how we feel about that, you know. That sort of thing we might not allow, but, because it just undermines the whole system we made. On the other hand, it's client side. I don't know, it's like a discussion we have to have. But in terms of like mods and conversions and other stuff that's just client side, like the skins that you see on Insurgency's workshop now, yeah, no, we're all for it. All for mod support.
That's cool to hear.
Some Cell Processing asks, so do the power-ups charge over time, or do you just get one per round? How does that work?
The power-ups mean
I think you mean God mode for... Do you mean God mode, Cell?
I suppose so. So God mode is an ability that is exclusive to Rifleman class only, and it powers up by dealing damage to bots. And once you deal enough, you automatically become invincible for 10 seconds. I never wanted to have like any one per round or one per objective, or especially one ammo weapons, because you could just go and resupply. Or maybe if you play in brutal, like if you could go God mode once per objective only, it would be kind of weak for brutal, but overpowered for normal difficulty, for instance, because the difference in bot counts is so large.
Yeah, basing it on bot counts like helps the balance a lot, because naturally if there's more bots, you have more opportunities to go God mode.
Right.
Some questions related to Day of Infamy. Are you going to make more veteran weapon skin unlocks from Skycan? No plans for that now, but maybe in the future. I don't believe we have any plans for the upcoming update, but it's possible. Gredwich asks, any news about Sandstorm? No news about Sandstorm as of yet. There's still some stuff happens every day, don't worry. It's just all a secret for now. So we're not quite ready to show it. Any plans to put Outpost or Hunt, or maybe something similar to Army of Five, or to DOI? I can answer for DOI. We don't have any plans for that. We want to focus on the co-op modes that are in DOI. What do you think, Russian, about Outpost or Hunt in Army of Five?
Well, as for Outpost, it probably isn't gonna work well, considering that it's a mode where you have to stay and defend yourself. In Army of Five is all about offense, really. I mean, I do have the finales, but again, those are like a bonus round. As for Hunt, it's an idea that crossed my mind a long time ago. Unfortunately, due to how it's coded, it would be a difficult and long task to actually make Hunt a fully supported mode. I don't know, perhaps, but don't take my word for it. I can't just go ahead and promise it.
To me, yeah, I think Outpost could maybe work, but it might feel very samey, and it might be like too focused on. You don't get the cool interplay between all the classes if it's just defend a point. If it's just defend a point, I don't know. It kind of depends on the map. Like some maps, the Breach is gonna have a lot of fun, and the designated marksman's gonna be like, well, if I'm only here, it's all close range, it's no good, or vice versa, or the inverse of that. With Hunt is like more about tactical slow movement where, you know, one death then you're gone. That doesn't seem to work with something that's more on the arcadey side. So I see what you mean.
Well, another thing about Hunt is that in Hunt the whole map is open for you. The whole map is accessible, and with only 5 players at most, it would become a thing where just 5 players walk around the whole map, you know, away from each other. And well, in Hunt, I feel like you often combat singular bots, often, whilst in this mode there's a lot of mid grinder in close quarters, which is actually a good thing for a lot of classes. It's different, and I'm not sure it would work with classes as they are now. They would have to be like rebalanced or adjusted for that mode specifically, and that's even more work on top of the on top of supporting Hunt as is, because like I said, it's so much more than just a theater file, which may or may not be obvious to you until you've played the mod for at least a couple hours.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It's not. Yeah, basically the modes might not be a great fit for the style that you're going for. Another question on Five.
Yes, Hex is asking about about more explosive weapons. Cluster launchers, BFG, yeah, I'm totally adding BFG, and that's an explosive weapon also, yeah, whatever.
You want to show them the video?
No.
There was an experiment. Well, you can explain, sorry. Unless you don't want to explain, that's fine.
I've been experimenting with this, like a super boss kind of guy, and he was supposed to be a guy that fires rockets rapidly, like 5 rockets a second, non-stop, and it was chaotic. No way I could make it work.
A little bit.
It was cool.
But yeah, it was cool. It was a cool idea. But sorry, continue.
Yeah, I get a lot of suggestions like, hey, it would be cool to give Scavenger like a katana, or add more customization, or add AA-12 or a shotgun for Breacher and stuff like that. Yes, a lot of those are good ideas, but they take time and effort to make. We're just a team of 2 non-professionals. We don't really have the manpower, man, to implement all those features. I'd love to, but realistically, it's a long shot.
Right, yeah, it makes sense. Since Sandstorm is going to feature a single player, does that mean we will get more advanced AI for vanilla co-op? Well, we're definitely, you know, we learned a lot through Insurgency and DOI. We're always trying to improve any system that we create for any of our games. and that includes AI. You know, we're going to make the AI as interesting to fight as possible using lessons learned. I was actually just having a conversation over there with James, who you might remember from our launch day stream for DOI, who programmed the AI in DOI and is working on the Sandstorm AI too. You will play the mod at the chat, asks XX Lilo XX. We just did actually, but I'm going to upload it. It's going to be uploaded to YouTube so you can watch and check it out. Otherwise, you can just check it out right here if you want to download it. Other questions? Outfitter asks, Mikey, can you recommend some Vaporwave? Yeah, sure. Ask me that in a second. Let me just get all these other questions related to New World and Army of Five, then ask me. How long do you think it took from starting the mod to the first version release, asks ASDF.
That's actually an interesting question because I started making the mod right after the New Year's Eve, from New Year between 2015 and 16. I didn't drink or anything. I was just feeling creative. So on January 1st, I sat down and started figuring out.
Yeah, in Russia, it's a big deal.
To drink or to celebrate?
No, like the New Year, I mean.
Right. And I sat down, started figuring out theater files and stuff like that. And by the very end of February, the next month, we released the first version. We didn't have any custom content, I think. The heavies were using the regular heavy bot model, with the helmets. The class setup was a little different. There was no God mode ability for Rifleman. And I don't remember what else. And since that, there was no grenade launcher even. Remember that? Remember those times when?
Yeah. What was the
Grenadier?
Launcher? Yeah.
Yeah, Grenadier had an AK-74 with no bullets, no mags, no nothing,
Right.
just
an
an barrel grenade
yeah.
launcher. And it was confusing the shit out of people, man. People are like, hey, why don't I have any bullets?
And when we did the stream, I remember I was like, oh, we're going to feature you in a stream. And you were like, we might be able to make a grenade launcher. And I was like, oh, it's cool if you can manage it. And Anger was like, he rallied himself. And
hold my beer, man.
I think he made it on one night or something. He really pushed it out, and it looked great. It still looks great.
Yeah, he worked his ass off. He made it like in a week with the animation, custom textures, and everything. Considering he's never animated a weapon before or anything really. From what
you did a great job.
Understand. Yeah, and thing is, it was crazy. And I made finales. I implemented finales in that update too. And if there were no finales back then, you capture the last objective and the game just ends. And I pushed a huge update 15 minutes before the stream started. 15 minutes. It takes the server sometimes up to 20 minutes to realize that there's update on workshop even. And you're starting the stream, you're like welcoming everyone, and I'm sweating my balls off trying to get the servers to work.
It all worked out.
And I didn't test the M79 at all. I mean, I've seen the earlier versions of it, but as the last few hours went prior to the stream, Anger was finishing up the animations because some of them were completely broken, and he sends me the model file, and I put it in. I create the VPK archive. I just put it on Workshop and pray to God that it's not broken completely.
That's awesome.
And I had no idea how the finales are gonna work. I didn't know if it's just gonna hang the server forever because of some bug, and no one will be able to ever complete any map, and I have to dig around console or recompile scripts on the fly. It was crazy.
I think it just all worked, right?
It did. The craziest part is that it worked. Yeah.
Nice.
You can actually still go to Army of 5 item on Workshop, go to changelog, the view changes, and see the pre-stream update entry, and just see how much has been implemented, completely untested back then.
Well, that's good, and that was a great stream. I had a lot of fun there, and that was actually the last stream I did from New Jersey. After that, we suspended streaming while I moved over here to Amsterdam, and That was in April. So now it's been a year and 4 months. So it's cool to see you're still in our community and you're still making stuff. And I can tell you, even for me personally, that was a milestone, you know, to stream that. So it was pretty sweet.
Definitely was to me as well.
There's a comment here from our animator, Mr. Brightside, or Ben. I'm thinking of working on my Brightside's Killhouse mod again. All custom weapons, nothing vanilla. New animations, attachments, etc. Could do it on this mod as a base. I guess, yeah. I guess the Rifleman would have a lot more rifles to use. Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's a bunch of questions here. I'm just going through. If I miss your question, just throw it back up in the chat, please. You live in Amsterdam? Yes, we have a studio here in Amsterdam. This is a Dutch wall right here. Good brick, good gray brick. Gredwich asks, do you like eggs? Yeah, they're good. Yeah, absolutely. No one in my family has a history of high cholesterol, so to my knowledge, like I'm not as at risk of something like heart disease when I do eat eggs, because they are high in fat, but I think it's more dependent on your genetic predisposition to that sort of thing. So eating eggs is cool as far as I am knowledgeable. Do you have the full version of the intro music? Started the stream. It's totally aesthetic. I know, yeah. That was made by our project lead on Day of Infamy. Actually, he vaporwaved a free license song. I forget the name, but it plays at the beginning. I don't have the audio for it. Remind me next week. Maybe we can get it. Gredwich, I mean contaminated eggs. Oh no, no. Why would I like contaminated eggs? No, get sick.
Everyone liked contaminated eggs. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, am I the weird one?
So look, the feet fetish is fine, but I can't eat.
Talking about eggs now. Rayhawk or Kronos says, Mikey, noticed that there are titles under UE4 having SLI issues. Hope Sandstorm doesn't run on those issues. As of now, like we haven't had any issues with SLI setups, to my knowledge, in our testing. But you know, we'll see. I'm sure Unreal, like the engine, Epic is working on that too. They push out regular updates. I'm sure they're aware of technical issues such as this. Sashina asks, did you make any new sound effects for this mod, Russian?
No, actually, there was. I recall there were some issues about custom sounds, like you'd have to type SND restart in console frequently or something. I'll be dead honest with you. I've never figured it out. I noticed that there might be issues with it, and I said, fuck it, we'll just go in with default sounds. Those are fine. Who cares? We don't have a lot of custom. It's not that the auto shotgun really needs a new sound, or that the marksman's rifle needs. It's just uses the sniper rifle sound. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, we did our best with what we had. That's it.
I agree. Yeah.
It's probably irresponsible as fuck, and we probably should.
It's cool to have custom sounds, but it's not really necessary for your goals with the mod, and it still sounds good. Like I think the default sounds. Maybe I'm biased. I think the default sounds are still pretty good. So, but yeah.
And yeah, anything new would probably stick out of place a bit. And if you go for new sounds, you'd have to put a lot of them, and you have to like. Probably you can't really just steal sounds from random games and call it a day. You'd have to make them sound like the others Insurgency sounds. Suddenly you need to be a sound designer. Neither of us being a sound designer, obviously. So.
Atheist asks, any info about the new flak term map? I googled flak term and they're just huge towers. We're not talking too much about that map, but I'm glad you asked this question because we're about to test a new map on Day of Infamy. I think Vaya was in here in the chat a little earlier. You guys might remember the community map for Day of Infamy called Brest. Brest was a battle in World War II, and we have taken that map, submitted by Vaya and 2 other contributors, and we're going to put it into the game officially. It's one of the new maps in our upcoming update. but we're calling it Brittany. We've renamed it to Brittany with 2 T's. So if you guys want to join us in that test, it's taking place in 14 minutes. So if you click on that right there, you'll see all the info. You just got to download the beta for Day of Infamy and hop in. We're playing PvP. We're going to do Invasion, Liberation, and Offensive. Oh, I'm sorry. Christian corrects me. We didn't actually rename it. That was done by the original creators. It was Brittany. It was Brest, and it became Brittany, but that was not us. That was the community. Thank you for that correction, Christian. Sandpaper asks, Sandpaper Condom, excuse me. I don't use your full name. Mikey, did you voice everyone in Insurgency? Yes. There's a couple lines in the training. The guy who talks to you on the radio and comes to rescue you. That wasn't me. That was one of our other developers. He used to work with us. And like the chatter, background chatter from the Humvees, that's not me. That's something else from an audio library, I think. But everything else is me. It was a lot of fun. Oh, like a non-stream test, or is it on-stream? No, it's non-stream. I'm going to take off in a minute here. I got some other work to do. I'm going to put this stream up on the... excuse me. I'm going to put this up on YouTube. But be aware, we're going to have more... we're going to have more tests of Brittany and of this other new map, Flak Turn. You'll see. Like, we're definitely going to be showing that off, don't worry. In anticipation for our next update. We're not going into the details of which of these maps are going to be featured yet, but we are planning on having Brittany in the next update. That's the plan. We'll see how other things work out. There's another cool thing coming too, but again, like you'll see. We're gonna have more streams these next few weeks. You'll be seeing all that. This guy's can ask any plans for esports. We do want to have competitive support for Insurgency Sandstorm, like ranked matchmaking. Maybe that could develop into like tournaments and all competitions and other facets of esports. But as of now, we're just going for a competitive rule set and ranked matchmaking and ranks and that sort of thing.
ASDF says that the guns look so much better in game than they on the screenshots of the mod page. True, that's simply because the PC I was playing with back then was absolute shit, and I was playing at lowest settings pretty much, and so the screenshots really show it. We should probably update this to them screenshots.
If you like, yeah. We're gonna
Thanks
leave
for
that.
Pointing it out.
We're gonna leave that that link up to the workshop up on the Insurgency menu. So yeah, maybe give the page a little once over, update any media, all that kind of thing. Any other final questions before we take off here? Ambush comp on Sandstorm, says Crow. Yeah, I know you love Ambush, dude. I've seen your Twitch videos when you tweet us. Do work with that shotgun. Oh, ignore Nightbot. That's I never got around to taking that off. Sorry, guys, but don't worry. For the next stream, it will be off. One last question: vodka or tequila? I don't really drink. Russian, do you have any opinion either way?
I know what you expect me to say, but I don't really drink either. So yeah.
Just a couple of.
Sorry for letting you down. I will not let you down in your next question, my comrade.
How many AK-47s do you own?
Dude, you're making me look bad here. What are you trying to achieve?
Oh, sorry. Outfittery says you didn't give a suggestion on Vaporwave. Sorry, yeah. I'm a big fan of Luxury Elite. Oh, I love Luxury Elite. She's awesome. I liked St. Pepsi a lot. I haven't heard a lot of Skylar Spence, which is the new name for St. Pepsi. Spirit Fantasy, awesome. Bloodwave, really cool. Love that name too. Sounds like the handle of somebody playing an early 2000s first-person shooter. Or mid 2000s. Who else is good? Waterfront Dining, also really sweet. Cat System Core, which Cat System is in kanji characters, but just search Cat System Core. all those artists are great. I'm big on those. Vaporwave's a weird genre. I'll acknowledge, but if you like, I assume you like it, which is why you're asking. I'd recommend all of those. Highest recommendations are Luxury Elite and Cat System Core, I guess, but they're all good. Right side says, no, in fact, every Russian gets a free AK when they're born. Oh, interesting. Yeah.
I didn't know that was mine.
I'm owed an AK.
Mom, where's my AK?
In liberation mode, there are not enough rounds for the game because they are too fast to end. Yeah, I think we're aware of this, and I think we're looking into this. Christian can maybe shed some light on that. Outfittery says, thank you. We'll check. Yes, check them out, and please let me know what you think. I'm curious. It's not often you meet someone who also unironically enjoys listening to Vaporwave.
So, one thing that I'd like to say
Please.
is спасибо всем, кто досмотрел нас до конца. Всем русским привет.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go on.
No, I finished. I finished. I just thanked everyone who was here with us to the end and watched the stream with us.
Well, thank you for, yeah, I appreciate you coming out. And yes, thank you everybody who is here for watching. You know, this is evidence of the labor of love that is modding, something that we support ourselves, something that in our history, like a lot of us were modders, worked on mod projects, and it's something that we do believe is just a great part of video gaming and creative expression, you know, and this entertainment medium that we all really like. So thank you, Russian, for being a part of that and for using our game as a vehicle to create a fun experience and act on the vision that you had. So
okay,
thank you.
Okay, so yes, and thank you too for having me on the stream. Thanks everyone for watching and asking us questions. I'll probably go bail out now. So I'm really glad I was here. Thank you once again, and bye. See you.
Absolutely. Thank you, dude, and take care. We'll see you around. Good luck with the mod. Good luck with any future projects you have too. Everybody say bye, Russian. Wave goodbye. Hold on, I'm going to put my Discord over here on this. There, now I can wave directly. Yeah. So we're actually going to take off too. Once again, this test, one more time, just going to remind you guys. This test is in 5 minutes. We're checking out a new DOI map, Brittany, originally a community contest submission community map. Would love to have you guys in there. I won't be at the test. I'm going to need to work on some other stuff. However, I encourage you all to check it out and please give us your feedback. You can feel free to post it in the event page itself. Voice it during the chat. Us devs are going to be there. So you can do all that good shit and enjoy yourselves. But yes, thank you very much again, everybody. Oh, we didn't do the DOI giveaway. We'll do it next week. Remind me. We'll do the DOI key giveaway. It's more relevant if we're playing DOI anyway. But yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you next week, Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern.